Hi, I'm Don, and this is the Hobbyist Geek. Today we are finishing off issue 8 of our Ecto-1 build. And we have our parts here, and it looks like we're going to continue building the front engine wall. So let's crack this open and see what we got. Alright, we have some fun stuff today. These are the parts we get with this issue. We've got the control box lid, the battery base. We've got a couple of battery terminals, the oil reservoir, reservoir cap, oil reservoir bottom, a ground terminal, and a couple of battery cables. Alright, we're going to start this issue by assembling and fitting the control box. So you're going to want to take these two pieces here and you just want to fit them together. And it doesn't really seem to matter which direction. It seems to fit just fine either way, just like this. And on the back side here, we're going to be using 2 DP screws. And there you go, with the lid firmly attached. You can take a look at this end, and you can see there's 1 post and 2 screw holes. We're going to be using that to attach it to the front engine wall that we have so far. You can see right here, we've got a place for the post right there, and the 2 screw holes. So it's going to go in just like this. It's kind of hard to get that aligned incorrectly. And we're going to use 2 IP screws to affix it. Alright, there you go. Control box assembled and attached. Now we're going to be building the battery. So you've got your battery here and your battery base. And it looks like it looks like it can go either way. It doesn't appear to be keyed. Maybe a little bit. Here we are. Nope. Well, maybe. There's a little post right there. There is not one on the other side. Just a little post right there. If you take a look at this, there's a slot right there. None on the other side. So make sure that this post goes into this slot when you fit it together. Just like that. 2 DP screws on the bottom to put it in place. Okay, now we want to attach this to the radiator frame. You can see you've got all of these holes here. If you take a look here, you've got 3 screw holes and 2 post holes, or 2 posts, I should say. And here you've got the 5 holes, with the smaller ones being for the posts. So those will go in just like that. And we're going to use 3 IP screws to put it in place. Alright, now we've got the battery in place, and I just love how this thing is coming out, how detailed it's getting. I just love adding these little details here. So now we got to build the oil reservoir. So we're going to take the reservoir itself, and we've got the cap, and the cap does not appear to be keyed in any way, so that should just go right on there. Yeah, it doesn't seem to fit flush either, which is odd. But we use an EP screw right through the bottom. Real hard to see. There's the screw hole. An EP screw goes in there to hold it in place. Alright, that was less fun. This being so round and not keyed at all, it kept twisting and turning, so I actually had to get some pliers out, but be very gentle. It's plastic, you don't want to damage it, to hold it in place. But with that complete, we want to assemble the bottom, and you can see it's really only going to fit one way, just like that. One more DP screw through the bottom to attach it. There we go. And now we bring out the rest of the car. All right, now that we've got the rest of the vehicle out here, we're going to come down here. You can see these two posts here. That is where the oil reservoir is going to go, just like this. I'm going to use 2 DM screws to hold it in place. All right, look at that. Oil reservoir is in place. Now comes the real fun part. We're going to be taking the front wall here with the radiator. We're going to be putting it in place. Now, if you notice, there's a hole here and a hole here on the radiator. And we're going to try and fit them in to this post and this post here. So let's see how that goes. All right, we got it in place. That was fun. The one on the bottom there, which honestly you can't even see unless you really shine a light down in there. I had to reach up underneath using the tweezers to try and get it aligned properly. But we got it done. And that's great. That's awesome. Now on either side here are some holes that'll tie into the radiator beam here. We're going to use EM screws to attach it. All right, nice and secure. Now in the previous issue, we attached this cable here to the generator, and it's going to come in and attach to this leftmost post on the junction box. Whew, that is a tight fit, but we finally got it in there, so that's great. Now we're going to take the battery posts and the battery cables, and we're going to throw those in. Now if you take a look, the posts here have a wider bottom and a smaller little post here. This smaller little post is what the cable is going to attach to. But as with all of the rest of these, we got to widen the hole a bit with the toothpick method. Alright, now that we've got the one in, we can bring it down on the battery, and it's going to go just like so. Alright. Make sure that battery post is in there firmly. And this lead is going to go to the right side of the junction box here. All right, look at that. That is definitely looking nice. Now for this last battery cable, we're actually going to go ahead and attach both ends. One is going to go to the battery post, and the other is going to attach to the grounding terminal. Now, according to the instructions, we should be attaching the grounding terminal to the chassis first, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot easier to attach this to the cable while it's still loose. When we do get to attaching the grounding terminal, you can see there's a little post right there That post is going to go in here. And then you screw it in with an EP screw, but we'll get to that in a minute. Alright, now that we have the battery cable attached at both ends, we'll go ahead and put the battery terminal into the battery. And again, make sure you got it lined up just right and push it in as far as it will go. Otherwise it's just going to pop out just like that. Alright, and then the grounding terminal will come in. Make sure the post lines up and the screw hole lines up properly. And again, an EP screw to attach it. And there you have it. The battery is now grounded. And I'm not sure what we're going to be doing with the overflow line on the radiator here, and we still have this loose thing. And I'm a little disappointed that all this wonderful detail that we've got in here, from the fan to the belts to the whole deal, is completely covered by the engine wall and radiator, and I don't think anybody's ever going to see any of it. But that is the end of stage 26 and the completion of issue 8. And there you have it, issue 8 is complete. Lots of detail on the engine and the engine wall here. Plenty of cabling. Wanted to show you this. These are just some bottle caps that I bought off of Amazon. And while we're waiting on the rear supports, you can actually just use these to prop your chassis up, and it keeps those shock absorbers from hitting the ground and will protect the plastic. So until we get some tires on here, these will work just fine. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.